Everyone, it is time to start living well, and we're going to live well with some help from our friends at the Y. Good morning, everyone. Lou and Jackie here, and we've been talking about this all week long. Boy, oh boy, is there a lot of activity at the swimming pool downtown.
Absolutely. YMCA of Greater Des Moines with many branches throughout the Midwest here in the great state of Iowa, but we're very excited to have the Director of Marketing, Ruth joining us this morning, who's very proud this morning to talk about there was a reason we wanted to put in this pool at the downtown Y, and we're able to see the reaction of that with a huge event known as the TYR Series this weekend, correct?
Exactly. We had really three reasons for building the pool at the Y: for our members and people at the Y to swim, and of course they've been doing that, to elevate competitive swimming in Des Moines with swim team now with over 600 kids, and so that's going great. And the third reason was just to bring events like this to the Des Moines area, to have that sports facility that we could go out and bid on these national events, and that's what we have going on this week.
And how has the reaction been this week with everybody being able to experience the new pool?
Oh, we're just hearing great things from people all over the world. Athletes all over the world are here. They're practicing. Action started last night. It's going on through Saturday night. And they've had nothing but great things to say about Des Moines and about our facility.
And this is set up as an arena, basically, where people can come out and watch what's going on, right?
That's right. We have spectator seating, so we'll have the Saturday night session is really close to sold out. We'll have over 900 people in the stands. Right there on top of the action watching swimming.
Let's talk about how special this series is and how important it is that we're bringing in world-class Olympians into Des Moines because of this event.
Exactly. The TYR Pro Swim Series is sanctioned by USA Swimming, which is the governing body for the sport, all the way up through Olympic level. And so they're bringing in athletes who are world record holders. They have multiple Olympic medals, American record holders. We saw them in the last Olympics. We're going to see even more of them in 2020 in Tokyo.
Amazing. So really the best of the best are in Des Moines this weekend, and we have an opportunity to see that because of the great YMCA, and we're also able to see the best of the best with you this morning on our couch. Very excited to have three-time Olympic medalist Mike Burton joining us in studio this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure to be here.
A Des Moines native.
And a Des Moines native, yes.
Okay, you were born here in Des Moines.
Right.
That is outstanding. Now let's go back for those people that might not be versed on the history of swimming and your gold medal accomplishments. You were able to grab 2 gold medals in 1968, and that was in what, Mexico City? Mexico City.
I won the 400-meter freestyle and the 1,500-meter freestyle.
Wow. Yeah. Do you remember the times or anything?
Oh, yeah,
you have
absolutely.
That memorized, I'm sure.
He's like, yes, I do.
400 meters. Okay,
400 meters.
That's more than 4 football fields. How fast did you accomplish that?
I did that in 4 minutes and 9 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
That's fast.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Well, not so much. There was a Chinese girl last night in the meet. Her first 400 was 4:09.
So wow. She was trying to match it, so that's the whole idea.
Things to aspire to.
And then you followed up, and then the 1,500, which is the long distance. It's a brutal event, and you had a chance to accomplish that. What was the time on the 1,500?
That one was.
And how do you put that in perspective for someone to realize how far of a distance that is?
Well, it's 1,500. It's like a metric mile.
Okay.
And it's 30 links of the pool that they just built here in Des Moines and so on. But I swam 16:38.9 in the 1,500 there. But you have to realize that one of the things that was very important to understand in Mexico City was the fact that we were at altitude.
Okay.
So my times in Long Beach at the Olympic trials were much faster. For example, I was 4:07 in the 400, and I was 16:08 in the 1,500.
That much of a difference?
Yes.
You had to take into effect your breathing and altitude, but you did something pretty incredible that no one else had done before, back-to-back. Tell us about that.
Yep, I was the first man in history to repeat in the 1,500 in back-to-back Olympic Games.
And that was in '72, and that was in Munich?
In Munich, yes.
All right. And you got the accolades of the swimming community when you did that, because they realized what a gigantic accomplishment that was. But there was somebody else in the swimming pool that was getting a lot of attention too, that Mark Spitz guy. A lot of eyes were focused on him, but the accomplishment that you had to this day stands as one of the biggest of all time.
Yeah, it does. And one of the reasons was because back, we were still amateurs back then, and I was 25 years old. And so not a lot of kids were swimming at 25 at that time. And I finished the '68 Olympic Games and loved it so much I just had to try it again.
Keep going. Now, you said not many people were swimming at that age, at 25 years old, but you getting into swimming, that was not your first choice, because you had something a little unusual and tragic happen to you, which pretty much forced your hand into going into swimming. Could you explain that to us?
Sure. I was 13 years old, and I was riding home from school with a friend of mine. I was on the handlebars. It was my bicycle, and we crossed a main thoroughfare into a ditch and came onto a frontage road and ran smack into a large furniture truck.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
And that accident dislocated my right hip and tore the ligaments in my right knee, and which ruled out any contact sports or sports that required a lot of running and leg work. So I went into swimming and started swimming when I was 14, and just carried it on as long as I could.
That's amazing.
Well, what an incredible story for those that maybe have had setbacks in their life. They can realize they can still be an Olympic gold medal winner if you defy the odds. And I asked you during break, because you always hear about these incredible swimmers, and it's like, oh, it's because they have this large back span and and strength in the upper body and arms. And I said, what do you think, as someone who's come back and coached here in Des Moines, what do you think it takes to be a great swimmer?
Yeah, well, when I speak to groups and whatnot, I always talk about the 3 Ds. Desire, dedication, determination. Those 3 things will take you a long ways, not only in the pool but in life as well. And we swam out in California, and it was sunshine all the time. And one of my teammates there was Debbie Meyer, who won the 200, 400, and 800 freestyles for the women in Mexico City. And she feels exactly the same way. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to get out there every day and test yourself. So
right. Now, what do you think of the current athletes that are in the swimming pools now compared to when you were in the pool?
They are phenomenal. I can't even tell you or describe how great they are. They're very tall, very lean, very strong. They can move a lot of water, and it's just that's why I'm here. It's fun for me to watch.
Now, do you get antsy before the signal to start goes off? Do you find yourself getting in the position, wanting to jump off the blocks?
Well, after so many years as a coach, I'm more interested in watching all of them get off the blocks, and not so much myself being in their position.
Okay.
So to me, it's really fun when they hit the water. What do they do, and how do they look? And because it's very there's a lot of technique to it.
So when you're watching a swim meet, you're analyzing what you're seeing. Okay.
I love it. But we can be watching as well, because there's an opportunity for spectators in this new facility that we are so blessed to have downtown, courtesy of the Y. But we want to get our tickets fast, because they are selling out.
Absolutely. We have preliminary sessions in the morning. So at 10 o'clock this morning, we'll have the first preliminaries of events, and then those winners, finishers will swim tonight in the finals.
Okay.
So you can come during the day, every day at 10 o'clock, about 10 to 12, 12:30, see all the swimmers in preliminaries, come back for the evening sessions at 7 and see the finals in those same events.
So a lot of exciting things happening,
Yes.
all courtesy of the YMCA. And remind everybody, if they want more details on how they can be a part of the Y and help support this wonderful organization that is creating an opportunity for this amazing series to come to Des Moines, how can they learn more?
Right. You can find information on the Y's website, dmymca.org,
Okay.
on the homepage. If you want to buy tickets, go to usaswimming.org, and you'll see a link there to the Des Moines TYR Pro Swim Series. And a lot of sponsors have helped put this all together: Wells Fargo, Mid-American, the Y, USA Swimming, Catch Des Moines. Everybody's partnered to bring this to Des Moines, so we're excited for the ride.
That's awesome. All right, so Mike, we talked about your 3 gold medals. You have one around your neck.
Yep.
We have the other 2 right here. So he brought all 3 of them with him. Look at this here. How proud does it make you even just to have these in your presence?
Well, they're just really fun to have, and you know, to take with me wherever I go, and when I talk to people and show it to them. Because a lot of people say, "Well, I've never touched one or seen one, you know, up close," and a lot of them on TV. But
there
you know, they're really fun.
Mike, you have one medal around your neck. I'm going to put 2 around mine, so I'm a 2-time Olympic medal winner.
There you go.
Okay.
That's pretty special. Not many people can have that opportunity.
And one of the things about the Pro Swim Series is this is one of the opportunities for the swimmers here, a lot of them, to actually qualify for the Olympic trials coming up in 2020.
Right.
So
it's an amazing opportunity, incredible for our community, and we thank you both for joining us this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Very
Thank you.
nice to meet
Thank
you.
you very much.
Great to be here.
All
There
right.
you have it, folks.
We're continuing to find ways of being well in this new year and also supporting some wonderful events we have in our community, all courtesy of the YMCA of Greater Des Moines. You're watching